What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight. Tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply. And in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. I cannot say what loves have come and gone. I only know that summer sang in me a little while, that in me sings no more. All right, so that wasn't so bad. I have tried and tried and tried to read this poem out loud, probably for the last hour. Stop, start, stop, skip, whatever. This is the reason I'm reading this one tonight. Is it's a dreary day outside. Cold, windy, little wet, like leftover wet. And I'm moving real slow today. And just feeling lonesome. And this poem, I feel, has always captured that feeling for me. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree. So like there's a lot, the second paragraph especially, the second stanza is, I don't know that I understand the language that she uses, or her word choices really, for those first three lines. I feel like, I'm going to come back to it, because the weather and everything is only one reason I decided to read this poem. I also decided to read this poem because I couldn't find a version that I liked of other people reading it. I guess maybe I just have a problem with poetry reading in general. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know what I'm talking about. Obviously. But like, it's like, it's one of two things, you know, like either people are just reading lines and not really thinking about the words that they're reading. They're not getting into character. They're not even trying to like read the poem as the person who is speaking it, and not read the poem as the author would read it, because maybe the author doesn't know how to read poetry. I don't know about Edna. I think she probably knows how to read poetry. But in general, or maybe they're just like, they're at poetry for their feelings or other reasons. And then when they get in front of people to read it, the other people psych them out, you know, like that would happen to me. It does happen to me. It did happen to me. It has happened to me. But anyway. I just don't like the way anybody reads this poem. Because they'll either read it as like just sentences. They don't pause enough or in the right places for any reason. So it's like, what lips my lips have kissed, and where and why, I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight, that tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply. And in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. It doesn't mean anything when you read it like that. So let's go to the second paragraph. I mean, the first paragraph, the first stanza. I mean, just that opening line, though. That's an attention getter. Because it's almost like it's sensual. What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why. The repetition, the ands. It's kind of like I am being right now. It's like I don't know the word I'm looking for right now. It's like it's rambling, but it's not like nonsensical rambling. It's like nostalgic rambling. It sets the mood. It there definitely sets the mood in contrast to the first half of this first line. It's flippant almost in a way. It's like I'm trying to tell you how I feel, but I know that I'm not going to be able to tell you how I feel. And I'm very analytical, and I know there's all these other details, all this other stuff, and where and why and how and who and what lips my lips or what lips. Yeah, so it's like all the details I've forgotten. They're not important. But in that first half of that first line, it's almost like, ooh, dig in, like or hunker down because we're about to get sensual up in this bitch. What lips? It is sensual. What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why. It's like, it changes it a little bit. I have forgotten. Oh, okay. This is not what I thought it was going to be about. That was my reaction when I first read this. And what arms? And that's an interesting little extra. It's a feeling she's creating there, I think. Because, like, she could have picked a lot of different things, maybe, or ways to say it, or other physical things. Like, because she starts with lips. What lips my lips have kissed. And so that's a face, a part of the face. So then she could have talked about eyes. And what eyes have met my gaze or whatever, you know. She could have talked about eyes. She could have talked about and what hearts have beaten next to mine. That would be fucking horrible. Sorry. That's a bad word. I didn't mean to say that word. Yeah. Not today. But arms, right? So what arms have lain under my head till morning? It's almost like that's another thing about this poem that I'm not sure I understand from Edna's standpoint. Like the grammar choices. So like the word choices in some places, and then also the fact that she puts a semicolon there. And like I feel like that should be an ellipsis. But I mean, it's not a huge deal. Maybe, you know, she wrote this November of 1920, which is also kind of crazy because she wasn't that old. Like this makes, like when you read this, you think of an old lady. You think of an old lady alone in a log cabin uh, in the middle of winter, stoking the fire, just like total aloneness. But it's not. She wasn't an old lady when she wrote this. She's still a girl. I can't remember when she was born. I'll have to look it up. She went on for another 40 years or so. So she wasn't, I don't know. She wasn't 60. Now I'm rambling. Anyway, so that's an interesting choice. Go with arms. What arms? And it's like an afterthought. What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why I have forgotten. And what arms have lain under my head till morning. And then she talks about, I love that descriptor. The rain is full of ghosts tonight that tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply that she's not going to give. She doesn't recognize any of them. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight. And is it the rain, Edna, really? Or speaker? Because this is not Edna. It's the speaker of the poem. Is it the rain that's full of ghosts? Or is it your head? It's nice. And in my heart there stirs a quiet pain, like you would stir your tea bag in your tea, or a stir stick in your hot chocolate or cappuccino or mocha or whatever you kids drink nowadays. Stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. And why at midnight with a cry? That's another thing I don't know what she means by that. I mean, maybe it's like, you know, let's do this again. Like, yeah, but anyway, so that's the first stanza, and just kind of me rambling about feels. Second stanza is interesting to me. So she uses the word thus. And the way everybody reads this line, or at least everybody, the way I heard a lot of people read this line was, thus, in the winter, stands the lonely tree. So it's like, as a consequence, because of all that, in the winter stands the lonely tree. That doesn't feel right. It feels like she's saying, like, thus in the winter, here in the winter, or henceforth in the winter, not because of what came before, but from this point forward, in the winter stands the lonely tree. Out there, in the winter, stands the lonely tree. Or thus in the winter. So, like, maybe it's here I am in the winter, a lonely tree. Thus in the winter. There in the winter stands the lonely tree. So then this is another interesting word choice. Nor, I mean, it's written 1920, so maybe I don't know what these words meant to them in context. Nor knows what birds have vanished one by one. So it's a strange placement for me, a modern reader, because we say neither nor, right? So it's not this one, nor is it this one, nor is it this one, nor is it this one. It's usually used as a negator. Hey, used as a negator. Sorry, that's. But here, I don't know if that's what she means by it. And if she does, I wonder if the comparison is to herself, which is why I feel like I read it. I wanted to read it the way that I was trying to read it. I don't know if I succeeded, but I was trying to read it as neither knows what birds have vanished one by one, meaning neither the tree. Oh, now I'm thinking maybe she means, or maybe she could have meant something else too. The winter. Thus in the winter. Thus in the winter. Thus in the winter. Did a lot of this. Just different emphasis. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree. That sounds more like because of, right? So how about thus in the winter. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree. Neither knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. So, sorry, I'm rambling. I'm going to go back. I'm fading out. I'm rambling. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Thanks for sticking with me if you're still here. So, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one. So, neither, and is a possible meaning of that word. So, I think she could mean the tree, not the tree, nor I, the speaker. Neither the tree nor I knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. That was another way I was trying to figure out if she could have meant it like this. So, like, here we have a lonely tree. Neither it knows what birds have vanished one by one, nor, or yet. Okay, so then it's like another negator. Yet knows its boughs more silent than before. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, it's like the ways you can know something. You can know it with your head. You can know it with your body. You can know it with your gut, right? So neither knows what birds have vanished one by one. So because it doesn't know what birds have vanished one by one, how could it really know from a stated or from a mind standpoint, right? From a mental aspect, awareness. It has no awareness. Yet knows its boughs more silent than before. So that's true, but it's something that is experienced. And maybe she's saying the tree neither knows what birds have vanished one by one, nor does it know its boughs are more silent than before, even though it's experiencing its boughs more silent than before. It's like it's not paying enough attention to what's been lost, or it's paying no attention to what's been lost. So it neither knows that birds have vanished, it neither knows what birds have vanished, and yet I can't read it that way. That's what I'm trying to. It's hard to read it that way with the words that she chose. But it's that nor, man. It's messing me up. Messing me up. Neither knows what bird. I'm saying neither. The word is nor, right? But I'm saying neither because it's easier for me to understand while I'm trying to talk this out. Neither knows what birds have vanished one by one, and knows its boughs more silent than before. Yet knows. See, neither knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows, yet neither knows the birds that have vanished. Man, this is hard. My brain is foggy today. I'm going to stop harping on that, but it's an interesting thing in this poem that I can't quite figure out. Can't quite nail down what is being said by the speaker there. What comparison is being made? I can probably just look it up, Google it, right? Got that tool. I'll do that after this, after wasting a bunch of time struggling with it. Those last two lines, though, that's it kind of digs in there. I mean, she makes the comparison to herself, to the tree, herself to the tree. I cannot say what loves have come and gone, like the birds that have vanished one by one from the boughs of the tree. I only know that summer sang in me a little while. That in me sings no more. I hope I read it like that when I did it. I want to say that sings in me no more. That in me sings no more. Maybe it's still there, it just doesn't sing. But either way, it's sad, you know. Good one. Good one, Mike. Really nailed it, right? Nailed it. Nailed those last two lines. Yep, it's sad. That's sad. Well, the whole poem feels despondent. It feels like a final statement that in me sings no more. No more. It will not sing ever again. I only know that summer sang in me a little while. That in me sings no more. And the sings and the silent and the sang. Birds. That's the metaphor that she's stitching all together there. That's why the singing resonates, I think, because she primes you with the idea of birds. Nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. Colon, which I think is indicative. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't think people read that at all. Like they just blow past the colon. Yeah. I hope I read that well. Or I hope I read that in the way that I'm happy with. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm just going to throw this up there and maybe read another one next week. I don't know. We'll see. It's a long one. Bunch of nonsense. Hope you are doing well. If you are still with me, hope you made it. 25 minutes is a long time. And if you made it this far, you're a trooper. Ben is already in his crate. Otherwise, he'd come say hi. It's getting time for bed. Be good. Be good. Be well. I'll see y'all later.